Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Kim, Andrea.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Um, what a great excuse to hang out with you two. And here we are, Monday night, and Women Empowering Women Night, Ladies Night, but all are welcome because most of it, and Linda G just went live. um, just so we all know. The alert hit. But anyway, but all are welcome because we dive into history and it's really cool, and we get to talk to some really cool women from in history that made some significant ripples on this planet. So yeah, and so tonight we are going to be doing the same. So I'm super excited about it. But before we get started, how are you guys? How's your Monday? How's your week been?
Doing great.
Good so far. So far, so good.
Yeah. Andrea, what's the temperature at your house right now?
It is in the minus and it's a little bit snowy.
That's the same here. We are, well, we're feeling like -6, but
yeah, it was
in Fahrenheit. So that's Fahrenheit. That's Fahrenheit to you, Andrea. And snowy, a little snowy. We're expecting some more snow coming in a little bit. Yes.
Ooh, -20 overnight. So that'll be fun.
Ooh, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We might feel like -20. You know how it says it's this degrees, but it feels this.
Yeah.
So why don't they just say it's this degree then?
Yeah, we know what it feels like. But anyway, so. All right. Well, without further ado, we're going to get started. But I do, hello family. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us and being a part of this wonderful journey that we are on every Monday. And I did pull a card to start us off tonight. And I was so excited. So I have this fun deck, and it's like an oracle deck. And here's Angelina Jolie. But there's cards of all different people in here, and then quotes that they may have said.
Oh, nice.
So super fun. So I shuffle, and this one came flying out, and it's Angela Davis. So you'll see how perfect this is. But Angela Davis is starting us off tonight with life ends, activism endures, right? So that continues. We're always in the progress of progress. When you don't see change, be the change. And and if you know Angela Davis, she says, freedom doesn't come without being time behind bars. So.
Ooh, that's really deep.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you can. That is true. You have to sometimes push those envelopes, and we've had a lot in our history, and we're going to get into that a little bit tonight. That had lots of times behind bars because of their protesting and activism back in the day. So let's get started, you guys. I'm super excited. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this screen. They don't know what we're doing, you guys. They're just looking at me like, what is she doing?
We are waiting just like you guys are.
Just like you. They have no idea. So, all right.
First of all, look at the beautiful color scheme.
Right. So we're doing kind of like events, like any. We do women in history and events, like our little logo says. Yep. And tonight it's about some events. And these are 5 women's marches that triggered political change in history, starting with the French Revolution. But let me get to where I need to be as far as this goes. Yeah. So women-led demonstrations have altered history from the French Revolution to present day. And, on New Year's Day, Indian women stood shoulder to shoulder in a human chain stretching more than 300 miles to show their support for gender equality. That was in 2019. The Kerala state government organized the protest along with more than 170 political and social organizations to affirm women's rights and demand social reform following violent riots over women's attempts to enter Sabarimala Temple, which was closed to women of childbearing age for centuries before India's Supreme Court overturned the ban in September. As many as 5 million women participated, making the Women's Wall one of the largest demonstrations for women's rights in history. Will this mass protest by millions of Indian women make a difference? If the past is prologue, chances are high throughout history women's movements around the world have translated mass collective action into political and social and economical change. Here are 5 transformational women's marches that have altered history. And the first one is, I forgot to turn this one, so we can take a look at this one. This is, all right. Women's March on Versailles in 1789. The French Revolution was sparked by women-led demonstration in 1789 as the price of bread skyrocketed, pushing families into poverty and starvation. An estimated 7,000 women gathered in Paris, occupying the city hall to demand that grain stores be opened to address the hunger crisis. After being ignored, the women appealed directly to King Louis, walking 12 miles to the Palace of Versailles. A delegation of women met with King Louis VI, but when he hesitated to, I'm sorry, not 6th, 16th, he hesitated to comply with all their demands. The marchers turned violent, and the royal family was forced to return to Paris. The women took on the French monarchy and powerfully asserted the will of the people. All right. Moving on.
Go ladies.
Go ladies. Go ladies. Then we look at the Women's Suffrage Parade in 1913. Women's rights advocates in the early 20th century successfully deployed marches to win the right to vote. In 1908, a series of public demonstrations organized by the United Kingdom's Women's Social and Political Union culminated in Women's Sunday, a political rally of more than 2,500,000 people, thought to be the largest ever demonstration at that point in British history. Across the Atlantic, the 1913 Women's Suffrage Parade in Washington, D.C. became the first civil rights demonstration in the U.S. Capitol, a tactic that has been used by activist groups ever since. The 1913 rally, held the day before President-elect Woodrow Wilson's inauguration, drew more than 5,000 women from across the country and generated national publicity. And that reignited the ultimately victorious U.S. movement for women's suffrage. So that was 1913. Across the globe. All right. Then we have the Women's Strike for Equality in 1970. On August 26, 1970, 50 years after women gained the right to vote in the United States, 50,000 women paraded down Fifth Avenue in New York City. And I know a lot of you probably or might have been there actually. So, and remember this, in New York City, it was described by the Time magazine as the largest gathering for women's rights since the suffrage protests. The event, called the Women's Strike for Equality, was sponsored by the National Organization for Women. The march established feminism as a force to be reckoned with and sparked sister demonstrations across the country just 2 years later in June of 1972. Title IX passed, in June 1972, Title IX passed, forbidding discrimination on the basis of sex in educational programs that receive federal finance assistance. A few years later, in October 1975, as Icelandic women organized a nationwide strike and protest to demand gender equality that brought the country to a standstill. In Icelandic, guys, and highlighted the critical importance of women's contributions to the economy. The strike led to the enactment of a gender equality law in Iceland the following year and seeded the ground for the 1980 election of I'm going to butcher this name, Vigdis Finnbogadóttir, former president of Iceland, and the world's first woman to become head of state in the national election. All right. I'm just loving this picture. I remember, I don't remember this march, but it sparks memories of the time. Anyway. The next one is Women's March for Peace in 1976. So around the world, women have taken to the streets amidst seemingly intractable conflict, catalyzing public support for peace and creating turning points in movements to end violence. One example here, as you see in these pictures, in Northern Ireland in 1976, marches organized by women drew tens of thousands and were a defining moment in the struggle to end the decades-long strife known as the Troubles. The organizers behind the march were Mairead Corrigan and Betty Williams, whom our fellow family member here, Chris, knew. She also knew. Never mind. Okay. She has a whole list of people she knew. All right. Won the 1976 Nobel Peace Prize. So these two beautiful ladies won the Nobel Peace Prize for their organization of this and other things. Similarly, in Liberia in 2003, the Women in Liberia Mass Action for Peace led weekly rallies and sit-ins, uniting women across ethnic and religious divides. Their efforts helped force warring parties to the table to hammer out a deal that ended the brutal Liberian Civil War. All right. And last but not least, we have the Women's March in 2017, which we all recall. And I know that I marched in my town at this time. So the Women's March in 2017, the Women's March in January 2017 was likely the largest single-day protest in the United States and the largest global women's rights protest in history. With the crowds of hundreds of thousands gathering in cities across the country, an estimated 3 to 5, I read other places, 7 million American women participated, joined by at least 261 additional sister marches in countries around the globe. The Women's March heralded a new global wave of women's activism that had been sustained by the viral Me Too movement, which has reached 85 countries and has resulted in historic numbers of women running for office worldwide. The 2019 Women's March, then it goes on. So, from the French Revolution to the present, women's voices and leadership have shaped the course of human history. India's remarkable Women's Wall may be the latest and largest example, but it surely won't be the last. And so these are 5 significant ones that changed the political face of globally. But there's lots of different ones that take place all the time. And I just wanted to, I'm going to show just quickly kind of what we have here. So around the world, women around the world are standing up and doing this, as we can see from starting in the French Revolution, right? So as we come together, know that protesting is a universal language. We can go to another country and not even speak the language and feel the energy of it, bringing positive change. So 1911, we have the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. We have in 1946 the Korean Women's Democratic Party showing marching and speaking out their voice, making change. We have Mops on March in London in 1949 for better pay. We have Women's Anti-Pass March in South Africa in 1956. We have Women with Feminist Disabilities Collective in Australia in 1981. We have Association of Female Indigenous Warriors in 2015. So these are all just beautiful examples of women coming together and using their voices. You can see that energy coming together and creating change. And it's our frequency that's doing this. It's the feminine voice coming. And of course there's so let's see. All right. That's all. So I wanted to end the little slideshow here. Together we are stronger. Together we are unbroken. Together we can do anything. Rahul Singh.
I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like getting up and marching.
Yeah.
I want to do something active, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's amazing. The first thing I heard when you started, and I wrote it down and you just said it, the voice of a woman. It was just like the voice of a woman is so powerful. And then women together, so powerful. Wow.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
I mean, just reading it, I had a hard time getting through the whole, and I've already read through it several times, but to share this energy with everybody and everybody's energy being shared back and forth as we move through that, I had a hard time getting through it. It was emotional for me, very powerful. Yeah.
Well, what I got, because I was as I was looking at it and you were reading that, I was thinking, why marching? And I just kind of said it in my mind, and I heard basically that it's saying we won't be ignored. You can't ignore us because we're right here, and you can't deny it. You can't deny because we're right here and we're saying it. We're saying what we want. The other thing that came in was the lists of demands for women are so simple, and they're so the voice of the woman is telling us what we need for a better world: peace, voting, food, equality, respect, dignity in our work. That's it. Those are the basic things. And yet, if we had all of those things for everybody, it would be such a different world. And I think you're right. I think women are trying to tell us this, individuals, and then as it's so effective as a group. And in that form, in the form of a march, that it's really incredible. It's incredible to see, and it's so impactful.
Yeah, the one that really made me go, ooh, like they all did, but like that really made me want to go out and do it myself is the World Peace March.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't we doing that?
Yeah.
Imagine every week or every month, everyone marches to wherever their capital is or their local. It just has a sign that says "World Peace, please."
Right.
Everywhere. This is, I got goosebumps. Imagine that.
Yeah. It's that united voice.
Right. And it's also the implication. I love the one that you had with the 1970s. It was the where the strike that they did, labor strike, where they had that stroller out in front, because you know that when women are talking, they're talking for the next generation too. They're the ones that are talking for them as well. It's not just about them personally. It's about who's coming up next. You saw that a lot with the things about abortion, that women talked about their daughters. Their daughters will have fewer rights than I did. And that's why they do it, for not just themselves, but for the next generation.
And, speaking of marching, it doesn't always come in the ways of marching. In the 19th century, there was all the women. They were, I believe they were protesting, and Chris can correct me here. They were protesting in regards to, I believe, the violence and something going on. But anyways, they, all the women in the town, and this was in Texas, they went into one house, locked it up, blocked it all off, and separated themselves from the men. Men, you can't have anything. You can't have us. You can't have, so they stopped everything. You can't touch us. You can't love on us. You can't have any part of us. And they blocked themselves in this home in protest until the men stopped whatever it was they're doing. And I'm hoping that Chris will come on and let us know what that was. But that was, I thought that was so there's different ways of protest. It's not always including a march. It's like going and gathering all the women and going in a house and shutting the doors and say, men, we're not going to do anything with you, for you, or anything until you blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Right. So there's all different types of ways.
Yeah, I think you could use a different word instead of march or protest. Statement. We're making a statement. Either we're showing up somewhere with a sign, or it's online, or it's locked in a house with other women, and it's making a statement to be heard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Just think of how
so
many.
I kind of wanted to open it up and to see if there's, what comes through, any messages from whether it's our spirit guides or someone comes through. Yeah, standing in your power. I love that, Tuta. Oh, it was okay. They were happening all over the planet, mostly to protest war. Okay. It was called a sixth strike. Oh, that was the one protesting, yeah, war, violence. Okay. So we could just open up any messages coming in regards the feminine energy and creating change like this. You can see how powerful it was when once we, like JJ said, stand in our power together, uniting our voice. And together we are stronger, together we are unbroken, together we can do anything, right? With that unified voice. And or if someone comes in that was a part of
Something about where it comes from in a woman. I'm feeling the stomach area, maybe behind the belly button. It's deep inside of a woman to protest, to ask for things that are so basic. Like it's when Kim, when you were saying what women are asking for, it's just like, yeah, like it's so basic. Equal rights for everyone, equal rights for your body, or rights of your own body, and education, and being able to vote, and all of these simple things, equal pay. Like it's so, but it comes from a base of, I guess it would be nurturing, or it's very common sense, but I'm feeling it from my stomach area. I don't know if it's like that's where the womb is, and a woman is, not that men aren't nurturing, but it's a little bit different perhaps for a woman who does give life. I mean, I have not done it. Not every woman gives life, but that, I think it's maybe we're just born with something like that, or that vibration, where it's really important to protect the home and what's in it and what's to come next, right? Very protective of a woman. So it's very, I don't know, it's deep.
Yeah, definitely. There is a different frequency.
Yeah. And it's not asking for more. It's not asking for more than anything, or to even bring men down. It's not about that. It's just, hey, can we all be equal?
Right.
And our kids that are coming up, men and women and whatever, kids coming up, can they be equal? Can the earth be healthy? Can the home be healthy? Can there be healthy food? Can there be medicine for, you know what I mean? Like it's just really basic.
So I'm hearing, and along those lines, I'm hearing it's that women try to add in or they try to put in what's missing. They're creators, and so they try to put in what's missing to make it whole. So that's what they're trying to do. And asking, if you think about all these things, that is exactly what it is. Peace is missing. We can't, not being able to vote. It's something that's missing that should be there. It's almost like that. You're right, Andrea. They have this ability to know what we need, what the need is. And maybe it does go back to knowing what your child needs, or knowing, having that instinctive kind of just knowing what, and it's the same for the world. They instinctively know what the world needs and what is missing.
Yes. It's like the odometer or the needle or whatever you want to say. we know where it needs to be. So that's why a woman's voice needs to be heard to save the
Right.
home, which is Earth, right, and the people.
Right.
It comes from a whole other vibration, energy, or center than it would from a man. And again, of course, there are men that want to save the Earth and all of this, but it's a bit. I sense that it's a bit different coming out of the female.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like that, and it's we're not saying that one is better than the other. It's just that we are literally running at a different frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put us together, right? When you have the masculine and the feminine energies coming together, working together, what a beautiful outcome that would be.
Yeah.
But here we are having to spend time to fight for our place in that equality space, right? But yes, when you run a company, you look at all your employees, you get a sense of who's good at this and who's good at that. You put them in the places that will have your company be successful. You don't put them in the positions because of what they look like. You put them in the position of what they're best at.
And how to make, everything else better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep getting pictures of women in Russia. I'm wondering if there may be a point, and I know there was a while ago where the women kind of hit the streets because they did not want their sons going to this war anymore, but I keep getting them, and I'm wondering if there's going to be something coming up where they're going to hit the streets or something like that. I don't know why this is coming in, but I just feel like I keep seeing them. I keep seeing Russian women, and I'm wondering if something is going to be coming up for them.
I think there's something brewing. Early 2024, if not sooner. Something's brewing.
Yeah. But I keep being shown. I just had to say it out loud because I'm like, I'm just going to keep seeing this. Otherwise, unless I say it. Are you doing the pendulum, Andrea?
I was. I asked, and I got, yes, there's something. And then I said, is it in 2023? I got early 2024.
Okay. Because who knows what state Russia will be in by 2024? Yeah. It's already having a lot of hardship and a lot of economic issues. So
if big change comes over there,
there's something significant that's going to take place that pushes them. Just kind of, they're showing me some of these other marches that we just shared. But they took me to the French Revolution one, where when a piece of bread was, more than a month's income to buy a piece, you know what I mean? That type of feel to it. So something's going to push all the women together like that and that's what I'm sensing with that, Kim. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm hearing like propaganda and stuff. I don't know if the Russian people really know how the rest of the world is. There could be some, information blocked, like what's available in the rest of the world or how the rest of the world is, or women's rights in other parts of the world. They may not be getting all of that information. So if things happen this year and there's some change in the government there, they might start to hear about other things going on in the world and be like, hey, we want this too.
Right.
So that will be wonderful to see. I just really, I'm really stuck on this World Peace March, and don't be surprised if you don't see my picture in the news holding a sign in front of government buildings in Canada. World peace, please, and everyone can come join.
Yay! I love that. Yeah, Melody's bringing in women rising in Afghanistan too. Yeah, they've been doing in China perhaps. Oh, interesting. That would be interesting to see.
Mhm. And Iran, we've seen the same thing. I mean,
mhm.
And it's not trying to overturn a government. The marches aren't overthrowing governments or overthrowing banks, or it's got nothing to do with that. It's about basic rights.
right.
Yeah, and also women are tired of seeing blood run in the streets. They're
So it's
done.
not, no violence, like no.
It's like, yeah, done with the violence. Done with
Yeah.
And I wrote this down earlier, but I do feel when I ask my spirit team, what can we do if we're not out marching every day, but daily, it's modeling what the world can look like. So we can daily in our life, if we want to shift and put out the ripples, the positive ripples, that is, we just model what we want the world to look like.
Right.
And that's kind of a little bit of our own little protest, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a statement, right? If
Statement.
you act as if the world is in world peace and everything is equal and treat people that way.
And that's the energy you're putting out.
Yeah.
That's the energy you're exchanging with everybody that you come in contact with.
Well, and isn't that the kind of the principle behind manifestation is you rise your vibration to meet what you're wanting, and then
Right.
and creating it. Exactly. Yeah.
Like attracts like, it's a magnet.
Exactly.
Divination. There's a wonderful card, right? That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The divine, the feminine divine, bringing it in, acting that way, not thinking about what we don't have and acting in that way, right? Like mad, upset, fearful.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
acting as though things have changed and we're all equal, even if it's not, but we act that way to send out that vibration.
Yep. I love it.
Because then it manifests itself, right?
Right.
And like we were talking in the whatever couple shows ago, rewiring the brain, like the synapses and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Changing the larger brain, the one collective brain, to change it so that it is equal. We are all equal. We have food, shelter, clothing. We all love each other. No one is down.
Right. And if you're the one wanting it and you're not believing or feeling that it's possible or feeling that it could happen or that it's within our reach, then it does keep it just out of our reach always. So I think that's it. Acting as if it's already here. And I'm just gonna pretend that it's already here. I'm just acting that way all the time. I think that's very powerful. Yeah. And it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You can feel your vibration raise when you think peace is here. Quality is here.
Let's sit in a moment together right now, everyone, and imagine that it's here. All humans are equal. All races are equal. All sexes are equal. Everyone is respectful. There's no war. There's no fighting. Everyone helps each other. There's no pain. Like, it's just love.
I could almost feel myself like lifting out of my body a little bit. You can feel that.
You can feel it. Imagine that you didn't have to go to work and know that you're underpaid, or apply for a job and not get it because you look or are a certain way, or that's people are dying because of hate. None of that happens anymore.
I felt so excited about the next day. I'm so excited about, you know what I mean? Like, I just felt good.
And then imagine, what do we do then? Like, all of that goes away. Now we can spend our time making everything great, right?
Exactly.
Caring for our family and our neighbors and our community, and because there's no obstacles.
And living in abundance. That is abundance.
Exactly.
Um,
And even sitting in it for just that couple of seconds, you felt that it lifted everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody was left out. Nobody was shoved down. It wasn't on anyone's back. Everybody was lifted.
yeah.
And that's the thing we have to think that a lot of people have to get their mind around, is that if we do these things, it's not like if I get a quality, someone else doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can just all have a quality. We can just all have it. We can all have peace. We can all get something to eat. We can all have a place to live, and all of those things. It doesn't take anything away. And just like in that few seconds, you could just feel it raises everybody. Everybody raises when we start living
like
that.
I have a dumb smile brewing in my face. That would just be so. That's where we all want to live. That's where anyone would want to live, is in that energy and vibration. So
yes, exactly. It feels great. Everyone's saying it feels great. Good vibes. Laugh and have fun. Exactly. It brings in this, like you said, you can go on to the next thing now, because we're all done with this stupid stuff. Now we can go on to the really big stuff and the really great stuff that we can all work on together. Yeah.
And just know, just our moment of sitting in that, you all, family, y'all, we just shifted. We just put a ripple out of that.
We absolutely did.
And what I'm hearing, someone came in who is a part of all these all the women's, has been a huge part of this. I don't know who it is, but she's saying, remember, this is when you protest, and just like what we were just doing is a form of, not protest, but we were creating a movement, right? It literally, that ripple will be assisting your great granddaughter, right? So your great granddaughter just felt that ripple that we just assisted, right?
Yeah.
Our future women.
I love it.
Yeah. And so she's saying, whatever you do today, and however you do it, to unite, your voices. Remember, keep you knowing that you're literally affecting in a positive way your great.
Just as we are feeling the effects of those women before us, who have done these, of all the women we've read on, and all of these marches and things that have happened through history, we are feeling the waves of that.
Absolutely.
So it really, and those women at that time didn't know that women in 2023 would be feeling the effects of their proactive movement, whatever they were doing, right?
Exactly. Reaping the benefits and feeling that, that wave, that vibrational wave that's still happening because of what they did.
I just heard the name Beatrice, but I don't know who it is. I still don't know who it is, but that's the name I got. So if anybody knows a Beatrice.
Beatrice.
I didn't even know how to spell it. I'm like, spell that. But anyway.
And this world is possible, the one we've talked about. It is possible, because enough of us want it. I'd say more than don't, right? More of us want it than don't.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Anybody else kind of feel like they're floating?
Yeah, I was going to say it is a really floaty
A
feeling.
real floaty feeling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the reason we can impact past timeline. Oh, right. Yeah, linear. Yes, the linear time doesn't exist.
Gigi by the Sea says, very impactful, just drawing beautiful things on the sidewalk in chalk. Peace, love, justice, healing.
Yes.
Great idea.
You're connected forever. Yes. So what can we all do? We can sit and think like that again. Imagine a world where this is reality. We can draw on a sidewalk in chalk, heart, love, and we can phone our governments and ask, hi, what's the status on world peace, please? Could you let me know? Sure, mayor of my town, you're working on something, but what are you doing about world peace? Can you tell me that?
Right. Right.
And it very well could be Beatrice Potter.
Beatrix Potter.
She was an author. She was illustrator, natural scientist, and she was best known for her children's books, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. I don't know if it is. It could be.
So I'm going to make that, I'm personally going to make that a practice because I think that it makes a big difference. So even if it was just a minute every day, just
I think that's a great idea.
Be in that space. And I think you're right. Just walking through the day as if it's already happened. It's already here. Yep. We're living it. Yeah. And treat each other as if that is the way it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Just continue to model that on a daily basis.
And I think
as if.
Yes, it's already here.
In our communities, though, we have built that. That is exactly what we've built. Everybody respects each other. Everybody's kind. We all have each other's best interests. I mean, we have done that, you know?
We've already built it here.
Yes.
We did it already. Yay!
And Renee even has a website for it, Tarot of Community. You know, this community already exists. So what do you mean it can't? We've already made it. So let's act like it.
Yeah.
It's going to make it bigger.
Just make it bigger. Exactly. Ripple it out. And we do. We send a ripple every time we get on and do something like this, and people come together and we're all giving each other, hope and help and hoping the best for each other and
now time's up by
arms.
Oh, look at Beatrice Moreno is here. She's here, so I don't think it was her coming through, but I love that. Okay, and I like Teresa's sport idea too. We can write positive postcards instead of saying, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. As if card. Peace and justice.
Thank you for making world peace.
Thank you for making world peace.
Thank you for making peace in my country, and thank you for making world peace.
Yes, we wrote at them in positive language.
We changed the narrative. This is how it is now. I like it. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it too. And I love postcards. I don't know why I don't send them more. I like postcards.
And positive affirmation. People do better if you say, "Oh, good job doing it." So say thank you for equality and world peace. Thank you.
Yes.
Good.
That's what we did it. That's what we did at the preschool. The positive.
Right? Positive. Let's go back to preschool.
Exactly.
They got it right there. what happened to this? Let's see.
You got
Oh,
the
I'm excited.
momentum going,
So-
Debbie. This is a good one, right? You got
I am excited. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the video so I can write down what you channeled, Andrea. Yeah, so so we can follow what.
Yeah, just
what you
imagine
said.
you like open the door and you walk out into your community and world and everything's okay. Right? Think about what that feels like. And people are helping. It's just, you can do it. You can, yeah, everyone, you can think like that. And that women, there's no equality, everyone, no matter what color you are, what sex you are, everyone is respected, equal.
Liza is asking, will the Joy deliver the postcards?
Send him one. Thank you for leaving your job.
Thank you, Joy, for delivering our mail on time. Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, nice.
Well, I really feel like my blood is moving at a faster rate right now, kind of like a shift in my vibration.
Yes.
You know how you get that every once in a while?
Yeah.
I feel that happening right now. And I want to share this.
Hi, Luna.
That's why your kitty wants to be by you. He's like,
Yes. There's been work done in our house, and so she's a little off her game with these
Aw.
people in our house. I know, it's
Poor little
horrible. It's beautiful, Luna. Think of it as beautiful and wonderful. So, any other questions, family, in this? Like, whatever this kind of stirred up in looking at the women in our past, our great greats that came before us, and what they did and shifted. Any questions you all have for those who have come before us? I'm hearing we walk the walk, we talk the talk. Something about walking the walk and talking the talk.
Mhm.
Is that?
Well, it's not just talking about things; it's putting it into
Yeah,
action.
putting into action. That's
Yeah.
what's coming through. Yes.
Yeah. So we can sit here and talk, but are we putting it into action?
Yes.
The thing we did is we thought about a better world.
Yeah.
So that's an
Yeah.
action. Somebody can write a postcard, call their congressman or whatever it is. Write a postcard to another world leader.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. Supporting our youngers. Yes.
Yeah, you can send positive thoughts and strength to the generations coming up, and envision a world where they don't have to do this, where they don't have to go through this, what we and other women before us have gone through. Let it just be in the history books for them, not in real life.
Right. Right.
Amanda says she came from a long line of strong, independent women. Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome.
I'm also seeing here something in regards to when one person or one woman or whatever, when one person is down, we're all down. They're showing me, since we are all connected, it's important just kind of like what we're doing in regards to modeling what the world can look like on a daily. Also modeling that between each other. It's time for the wars of women to stop. That I feel that what I'm being shown is that narrative has kind of been placed on us. It's a system. It's a narrative that's been placed on us that we have been under, and it needs to stop. Like that comparison, or I need to look like that, or I need to be like that, or not be like that, or not, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, all that judgment needs to stop between women.
Because that narrative didn't come from us.
No,
right?
no,
Brainwashed. So
yeah.
we have to reverse that. We have to clean the synapses in the brain and get rid of that. That we don't have to compare to any other woman. We're all equal. We're all beautiful. We're all smart. We're all everything.
Yes. And when you're modeling what the world can look like, you would look at each other and be in love. Just that love towards each other. And that there is no judgment in that. You're just celebrating that other person.
And supporting.
Can you guys feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no judgment, no comparing, no competition, because there's room for all. There's everything for everybody. There isn't, again, that idea of scarcity. There's not enough. It's like, no, everybody's fine. But yeah, you're right, Debbie.
And we're stronger together. So let's not tear each other down.
Exactly. Ooh, here's a book from Chris is suggesting. Sisterhood is Powerful by Robin Morgan. All right. Had to write it down. Okay, powerful. I feel like I've just been flying high right now.
Yeah.
Just feels good.
I feel like I've stepped into a new reality, or just something shifted in this dialogue today. It's wonderful. It feels fantastic, and we're going to keep it. We're not going to let it go.
Yeah, we're not letting it go. Don't move.
Right. And keep creating it. Keep just be in it. It's already here. We live it all the time because we're in these communities, and we just need to spread it out now.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, thank you to all of the women before us who have done what they needed to do, and we thank them greatly, and we pick up the torch and we carry on.
Yeah.
Well said.
I'm picturing all these women. They also said to go ahead and thank the women that come after you as well.
Oh, and let's thank us now, all the women now who are doing the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jason, thank you, and love and light to you.
And thank you to all the men. Thank you to all the men in the past,
exactly.
and future that support this, because we know
100%.
they are there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And again, men who are here, together we are stronger.
Yes.
And
Right.
so blessings to you all. And thank you for hanging out with us tonight with this unique time together. And next week we are on Andrea?
Kim's channel.
Kim's channel next Monday.
Yay.
So come check us out there for a whole new adventure.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Debbie.
you.
Thanks,
Wow.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrea. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.